Following on from my previous note about acting bravely on decisions that I make for myself, vows, promises, to, in this case, reward myself for good behaviour, I need to count my wins in order to radically change the way my memory works and my experience and my optimism, and loosen the shackles of inhibitors and inhibitions, whatever blockages are there. Right, to facilitate that, I love using technology. I love using ClickUp right now, although, of course, I'm not leveraging it to the fullest of its capability by any means. I am, however, doing a really good job of using it. The fact that I'm using it at all is a big win in itself. So let that be the start of counting my wins. I use ClickUp to manage my tasks, to make notes, to save links, to jot down my thoughts. And then I was doing that before using these voice notes. I don't know how long these voice notes will last for. I love it. There just might be a capacity on the storage, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I love being able to capture my thoughts and my revelations as a form of therapy to myself and to others who it may apply to, resonate with. It's easy for me to do a voice note. It's pure, it's unedited, though it does require editing down. So any use of technology needs to make my process, my workflow, as easy as it possibly can. The user experience needs to be easy and fun, as best it can be. Taking voice notes is great. Feeding it through Fireflies is amazing. It chunks everything down. The next step is to process that information. The words written down through transcription, auto-transcription, and the audio files themselves, they can be quite long, so it's not ideal for short form content production. And the whole content production as well, that's a whole headache I'm well aware of. It doesn't just apply to these little notes, it applies to every note that's attached to every major idea that is forthcoming. When it comes to helping me reward myself for good behavior, I first need to acknowledge that I need to take this action, decide on taking this action, and I'm already looking for solutions. So I need to use technology to help me facilitate this in a really automated manner, as easy as possible. I don't mind geeking out and spending time to research and implement workflows of automation using different whatever. I don't mind. I love that. If it means ultimately it's going to save me a lot more time and give me an easy process down the line that hopefully I can implement straight away, really, because this is what these voice notes are about. Anyway, so if I write down, if I start making a commitment to myself to write down all the little wins, note down the good behaviors, make a commitment to myself to actually start doing that. It's no longer a talking point that I've heard here and there and everywhere from various trusted people who recommend to do this practice. All the while, I was starting to slowly shut all of that away, because ultimately I know it leads to the point of making a decision, a commitment, a vow to myself to enact change And that change is going to be difficult because I'm going to need to be brave, and I'm going to need to lean into great discomfort, something that has been with me for years. And those are the most difficult challenges we face. Yeah. We can face them with strength and bravery and commitment. There's no one else who we're doing it for. We're only doing it for ourselves. As a society built on people who make that disciplined decision and commitment to themselves to not break their promises, to not break their vows, to follow through with affirmative action, and to grow and to better themselves. I want to live in that society, and I want to be a member of that society. That's what I want to manifest. And I think a damn huge population of us feel that same way. And we're doing it in our own way, and they're all awesome. We need more of this juice. So circling back to using technology, I need to start writing down the things that I do that for example, right, just so I stay in context. Shoes. I had accumulated a whole bunch of shoes, both for dancing and for everyday wear, summer wear, winter wear, hiking boots, you name it. And they had just accumulated, some really, really old, some kind of not so whatever. But I needed to sort them out. I needed to get rid of some. I need to sell some. I need to keep some. Same kind of thing. When you need to move house, you have to do that with a lot of the things that you own, but it's such a headache. But for me, recently, it's been building because my shoes have been built mounting for months and months, possibly a year or two. They're taking up space, and in a shared household, it's unfair to take up too much space, especially in shared areas. So I've been carrying that weight of guilt and procrastination for too long. And this one tiny little example holds so much weight. It's nuts. But it is. And that's what we've got to get used to. We've got to get used to not adding on more weight than what we're already adding on to ourselves. For what? For our future selves to take that weight and carry it on? No. I want to shed that weight now, in the present, and for the foreseeable, so that my future version of myself can be lighter, can be smarter, can be better, can be more mature, more grown. Yeah. So I want to do that for my future self. When I start writing down good behavior, memorizing them, feeling the good feels, it's important. I must not carry on depriving myself of even feeling good towards good behavior. Even if I automatically want to punish myself for good behavior that should have been done in the first place, that should have been done a long time ago. It should never even be an issue. Well, that is toxic. But I do that to myself all the time. I give myself more crap for not doing the thing that I was supposedly supposed to do, or it's supposedly never to have existed in the first place. But it is there. You can't deny what is. Start being brave. Start being humble. Start acknowledging that there are lots of things that we give ourselves shit over, and it's just so bullshit. The sooner we lower our own guards when it comes to venturing inward. If the guards are trying to keep the owner, us, me, Mark, I am trying to access my own inner workings. And if there are guards standing in my way, who the hell has access? I demand access. I'm taking control. I am the captain of this ship. I am the commander of my life. If I'm being turned away and redirected, I am being distracted all the time by myself, by my own guards. It's a preposterous situation. Yet, it exists. And it's a habit, it's a pattern, it's a mechanism that needs to be brought to light and seen as ridiculous and illogical. And we can start to question every one of these illogical patterns, these thought forms, these beliefs, and break them down so that they crumble away. And we no longer have to fight the fallacies. We no longer have to battle with these projections, these holograms. We're creating our own difficulties, and it's just so complicated and hard to have to figure out solutions to better ourselves, to grow. But I love it. I'm fascinated and I'm driven. It's hard. Yet I know that it's the most worthy journey. And each one of us who ventures forth, no matter what stage you're in, no matter what age you are still alive. And it still has been and will always be, most likely, the most worthy journey anyone can make for themselves. Journeys shared socially, intimately, they are extremely worthy too. It's just I hope that they are also used alongside the inner journey.